Hello everybody, this is a lesson on subtraction with the stamp game. Subtraction means to take away. We're going to start by doing a static subtraction problem. That's one where we don't have to do any exchanging or any trading back in. And then we're going to do a dynamic subtraction problem, which is one where you have to do some trading. These ones are generally easier to start with, but once you feel comfortable with them, you can move on to these ones. All right, so we're going to do this work with our stamp game material. If you haven't had a chance to get yours cut out and ready, now would be a good time to press pause and go do that. Or you could do that when you're done watching the video. So when we did addition, we built both the numbers that we saw. When we do subtraction, we don't. Let's start with our story. Let's say, once upon a time, I went into the kitchen and baked cookies. I baked 245 cookies. I baked a huge batch of cookies. Then I left the kitchen. My brother walked in and ate 132 cookies. When I came back to look at what was left, I wanted to know how many cookies were still there on the counter. Subtraction tells us what's left after something is removed. So with the materials, this work is going to look like this. We're going to build our number of cookies that I started with. 2 hundreds, 4 tens, 5 units. 100, 200. Okay, now we need our 40, our 4 tens. 10, 20, 30, 40. Then we need 5 units. 5. Whoa, we don't count by fives with units. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I almost accidentally practiced my skip counting there. All right, let's double check and make sure we have the right number. 2 in the hundreds, 4 in the tens, 5 in the units. All right, now we're ready to do our subtraction, our taking away. So just like when we did addition, we're going to start with the units. I'm going to go to the units and say, how many does this question ask me to remove? It asks me to remove or take away 2 from the units. I'm going to take them, 1, 2, and I'm going to put them right back in the box. They have disappeared from this question. In our story, they got eaten, but not really eaten because they're stamps. All right, let's see what we have left. I had 5. I took away 2, and now I have 1, 2, 3. I have 3 units left. Now we can move on to our tens. I have 4 tens. 3 of my tens need to get taken away. 1, 2, 3. All I have left is 1 10. Okay, now we're going to move on to our hundreds. I have 2 hundreds. I'm supposed to take away 100. This little symbol right here is our symbol for subtraction, or take away, or minus. There are lots of words we use to talk about subtraction. We're going to take away 1. 1. What's left behind is only 100. If I baked 245 cookies and my brother ate 132 of them, all I would have left is 100, 110, and 3 units. We would say 113, which is still quite a lot of cookies. We're going to pause for a second to clear our space, and then we're going to go on to the dynamic subtraction. Okay, our space is all clear, and we're ready to start again. So this time, let's say we're going to try this question. Let me think of a story. I know. Let's pretend I have a garden with a crazy number of flowers in it. I put a lot of work in the year before, and now I have lots of flowers. My garden has 532 flowers in it. One day, I decide to make a giant bouquet, so I cut 125 of my flowers and carry them inside to make a bouquet. How many flowers are left in my garden? All right, with the materials, it's going to look like this. We're going to build our first number. So 500, 100, 200, 300, 400, 500. 3 tens, or 30. 1, 2, 3. And 2 units. 1, 2. Let's double check. Do I have 532? 5, 3, 2. Okay, I'm ready to go on. Now, remember, we don't build this second number. We take it and take it away. Subtraction means to remove, to take away. All right, let's see. I have 2 units. I'm supposed to take away 5. Wait, I don't have enough. I can't pick up 5 units. There are only 2 there. This is what makes this type of subtraction special, our dynamic subtraction. We have to do something to get us more units. There aren't enough. We have to get more. The way we're going to get more is we're going to remind ourselves about this little 10. 110 is the same as 10 units. It takes 10 units to make 110. So I can take this 10, put it back in the box, and get myself 10 new units. It doesn't change my question because they're worth the same. 110 is worth the same as 10 units. So let's make that trade. Goodbye 10, hello 10 units. When I count in my 10 units, I like to keep them separate from my first units just to make sure that I have 10. So let's check and see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, I traded in 110 for 10 new units. Now I can put this all together. Let's see. Now I definitely have enough units that I can remove 5. All of that work was just to get enough units to remove 5. All right, let's take away that 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I took away 5 units. Now let's see what I have left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7 units left, so I'm going to put a 7 right here in the units place. All right, let's move on to our tens. It says that I should take away 2. Now, you might think when you get to this step that you might have made a mistake because you're going to see this 3 right here, and you might look and say, wait, I don't have 3 tens. If you get worried, just remind yourself that you did have 3 tens. You took 1 and traded it in to get all of these units. So let's take 2 tens away from our tens. 1, 2. That's all the tens we had, which means we have 0 tens left. Let's move on to our hundreds. We have 5. Our question asks us to take away 1, which means we have 4 hundreds left. 1, 2, 3, 4 hundreds. That means I can finish the story of my giant garden. So if I have a garden with 532 flowers in it, and I cut 125 of them to make a bouquet, left in my garden there will be 407 flowers. When you have a 0 in the tens place, you can say I will have 4 hundreds, 0 tens, and 7 units left. But when we just say this number all together, we say 407. All right, my friends, that is subtraction with the stamp game. Remember that there is a rule of making subtraction questions, and that rule is that the total number you start with has to be bigger than the total number on the bottom until much later when you get into some really cool stuff with math. So if you're making up your own subtraction questions, make sure the number on the top is a larger number than the number on the bottom. Otherwise, your question just isn't going to be something you can solve until later. All right, happy working. Remember to clean up your workspace when you're done, and have a great day.